Welcome to GBC. I am your host, Nash Colberg, and today we have the honor of speaking with Cierra Murphy.
Hi, Nash.
Hi.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah. Cierra Murphy is a South Dakota business legend. She is the CEO and founder of Blu Salon Spa. Blu Salon is a one-destination experience that offers hair, nails, tanning, waxing, med spa. I could go on. More importantly, Cierra is a mom, a wife, a traveler, and a basketball aficionado. Welcome, Cierra.
Wow.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Is there anything you'd like to add when describing who you are?
No, I think that's pretty good.
Well, we're glad to have you on.
Thank you.
Here at GBC, I don't know if you know, but we start every episode with a 5-question rapid-fire quiz.
Oh, gosh.
It's kind of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but better, because today we have $50 Starbucks gift card on the line if you can get 4 out of 5 right.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
Are you ready? As ready can be?
How many questions are going to be about Kobe Bryant?
2.
Okay.
All right. The first one will start off easy. What does BLU, B-L-U, stand for?
Beauty lies underneath.
That's correct. That's correct. We're 1 for 1. Second question, we're starting to get into the Kobe. How many points was his largest single game?
81.
81.
Woo!
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay.
2 for 2. Third question, another one on Kobe. How many championship rings does he have?
6? 6? Is it 6? Or is that Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan is 6?
I'll give you one more chance. Close.
Kobe's 5. Michael Jordan's 6, right? Am I wrong?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. We'll give it
Okay.
to you. We'll give it to you.
Okay.
3 for 3. Now they get a little harder.
Oh, God.
Adam Sandler has a movie where he plays a hairstylist in New York City. And he quotes, "You don't mess with the blank." It's his name and the name of the movie. What is that name?
Zero clue. Zero clue.
Zero clue. Zohan. Last question. In the history of SDSU women's basketball, how many times have they been to the tournament, the NCAA tournament?
Oh.
Plus or minus 2.
12.
12! That is correct! You have won the $50 Starbucks gift card. You got the 4 out of 5.
Thanks, Nash.
Yes, it's always a good way to break the ice and get into it. So our mission here at GBC is to highlight those who make a difference, make an impact in our communities, in our areas. You were at the top of the list. So yeah, just some questions about BLU itself. How did it get started, and how did you get to the point today? And if you could explain to the audience what BLU is.
Yeah, absolutely. So prior to opening BLU, I found that Brookings needed something that just had a little bit more in one location, like more options for services available in one location. We don't have any kind of like spa and salon in Brookings. We have several salons and we have a couple of spa areas, which is great. All of them are great, but I think combining the two, I felt like would be a very big, good thing for Brookings. And that's where the idea came from. And it just kind of spiraled down from there. I had a really great friend, Marissa Milton. She's a local to Brookings also. She was kind of just my go-to girl where I talked everything through with her and, asked her, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And actually, the name BLU, I wanted to do something that involved SDSU because I have a degree from SDSU. It's Brookings, but it came from SDSU, the name BLU. I was going to either do blue or gold. And when I was working with it, I'm like, I really love beauty lies underneath. I feel like that's exactly what we're going for, is just this feeling of comfortability here, where you don't feel judged or you don't feel like you're coming to a salon and all the ladies are talking when you walk through the door, or you're working in an environment that is a team effort. And I think that beauty lies underneath was just perfect. And I looked at Marissa, I'm like, but what do I do with the E? And she's like, drop it. Oh,
perfect.
Brilliant. Like,
yeah,
exactly. So it was honestly as simple as that.
Sweet.
So it all just kind of flowed very easily.
What were some of the challenges you faced, or one of your biggest maybe your biggest challenge, or just some of those getting off the ground, up and running, or even now? Like, what's your challenges now that you're trying to continue to get over?
Well, I think, I had to put a business plan together, and the first bank denied my business plan and my request for a loan. I even, sometimes it doesn't matter whether you have a down payment or not. It doesn't always matter also whether or not you have a fantastic business plan. You could have the best business plan, but sometimes it just depends on whether the bank is ready for a project like that, or whether or not they want to take on that kind of project. So I was denied right away. Luckily, I found a banker who had believed in me and believed in my vision and what I was shooting for, and that, Brookings didn't have something like this already. So that was my biggest hurdle, to start with. But of course, we all probably remember what happened shortly after I opened and the pandemic hit. So, I mean, that was definitely far succeeded that hurdle, but we made it through, and here we are. But yeah.
I know you had mentioned there wasn't a salon and spa, and as you guys can see, you guys offer so many services. More specifically, how has that helped your success? Just the whole having both options.
I think people like to have, today is very busy go world. And so people like to have all the services at a one location or one-stop shop. I think that it has been very fruitful for us to have stylists that really focus on one area. So some stylists might love men's haircuts, and some stylists might love hair colors. Well, I'm going to have one stylist do most of the men's haircuts and the other one do most of the colors, instead of making somebody who doesn't like men's haircuts do men's haircuts. So it's really worked well for us to specialize individually, because then as a whole we can bring the best out in each other, and people can go to different staff members and get the services that they need done.
Yeah, sweet. Another thing, your culture that you've built here, I know that's one of the things that you guys kind of pride yourself on, that culture, that experience, that user experience. What was it like trying to build the culture, and how did that work? How do you maintain that culture?
Well, I think it's always a work in progress, right? Like, each person brings a part to the culture. So really trying to hone that in sometimes can get difficult. And you can tell during different seasons, like wintertime, it's really sometimes hard to be uplifting and positive, right? So really trying to just help people when I see that they're down. If there's an issue even at home, or somebody just needs to come into my office and vent and get it off their chest and move on with their day, I think the biggest thing we really try to focus on is that our clients don't see that. We all are going to have bad days. Literally everyone will have a bad day. There's no taking that away. But just showing our clients that they can still have a good day, or doing everything that we can so that their outcome is bringing out that inner beauty in them and having just the best day. And does it always go perfectly? No. We're a growing small business, so there's always going to be times where things aren't perfect, but we just utilize that and we learn. Instead of taking it as a negative, we take it as, okay, here's what happened, how can it be better next time? And moving forward from there just kind of creates a culture naturally.
Yeah. And I know you guys have multiple locations. You have the Brookings one, the Watertown, maybe future for expansion. Even when it comes to multiple locations, how, as a small business who's wanting to get into multiple locations, how do you manage, just you as the sole runner, how do you manage multiple locations and keeping it under control, maintaining that culture, the user experience, and just being in two places at once?
Well, honestly, that's probably been my biggest learning curve. is just trying to navigate that. I have since hired a manager. So I do have somebody that helps me, and she's my cousin. She acts just like me, so it's really easy.
Sure.
So I can say something to her very honestly, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Same with her to me, like, Sierra, you're being ridiculous, move on. Okay, perfect.
Great.
But we also in Watertown have a lead stylist, which we hadn't done before, but because I'm primarily here for my kids being closer here, I felt like we do need that presence in Watertown just to kind of take on that role of like really caring for the group.
Sure.
And then Chelsea and I, between the two of us, we try to really split our time between the two locations. So usually I'm there 1 to 2 days a week, and Chelsea is there for sure 1 day, sometimes 2 days a week also.
Okay.
So we try to really melt that together. We do some classes, etc., all together. Usually we do it here. We have just a little bit more space here. But what I love about the Watertown location is it's just so homey. Like, it's incredible how 2 locations in the same state, 50, 40 miles apart from each other, are so different. But I love the feel in Watertown that's just like so personable. You don't get that very often, and so I really like to see that there.
Yeah.
Here is a little bit more hustle and bustle, but there I really feel like the attention to their clients and their care for their clients just far succeeds anything.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting how they can be so different.
Right, and so close.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Cool. On a slightly different note, maybe when it comes to people in general, or stylists, or if you could tell people out there what are 2 most important skills in life to set them up for success, what would you say those 1 or 2 skills would be, or things to work on or learn to kind of get yourself set up?
It's a great question. I think it's a very great question. And I'm gonna, quote my favorite, Kobe. So there's a lot of videos out there of Kobe Bryant, but I think that truly anybody can learn an immense amount of things from that man. He's incredible. And through all facets of life, whether you're in high school, college, owning a business, working somewhere, whatever you might be doing, he's just fantastic. But I would say, the biggest takeaway I get from him is, am I doing better today than I did yesterday? Mm-hmm. I literally have it written on my mirror in my bathroom. And I love it because it makes you reflect, right? If you're not reflecting, you're not changing anything that you're doing. So my biggest thing, for anybody doing anything is just reflect today on how you did yesterday. And if you're a little bit better each day, that's all that matters. But the second thing I would say is just, especially like in our economy and our world today, is pray. Like, so many people are just not doing that. Mm-hmm. And I think that it helps so much, whether you can pray or you can meditate, whatever fits for you. Mm-hmm. But just having that moment or that time where you're really reflecting. And I think so many people would be surprised at how much more successful they will be in anything that they're doing if they just did those 2 things.
Not getting caught up in the
anything
busy of life, taking a second to
that, or in the negativity of what's happening anywhere. Like, there's so much negative everywhere you look. And I think, instead of scrolling on your Facebook phone for a solid 20 minutes, maybe take 10 to pray or to meditate or to just sit and think for a while.
Good response. Changing it up a little bit again, you had mentioned being a mom, and your kids are kind of closer to Brookings. Mm-hmm. How do you manage, as a parent and a mom, being a business owner and a mom? I mean,
that's a good question, because it's chaos, right? No, I am really good, and I will say everybody here has gotten really good at like that 5 to 8 time frame. So like, by the time I pick up my kids at 5 till 8 o'clock when they go to bed at night is my kids' time. Mm-hmm. Like, I really try to focus on them. My phone is set to silent. If somebody were to call in that time, I, of course, would answer. And I will answer anybody's call at any... I mean, I've taken calls at 2 a.m. from staff that just needed something. But that 5 to 8 time frame is really where I just focus on my kids. Unless something's urgent or emergent, most of my staff is really good about just, it can wait till tomorrow. And kids don't need a lot of your time, but they need that time with you, not on your phone or not just watching TV, really being engaged, asking them how their day is, doing homework or doing a project. And am I perfect every time? No. But that's really where I try to just be a mom.
Right.
And then after they go to bed, I turn around and do all my work, like paperwork. My husband's the same. Like, he's equally as driven. So he's probably working at the same time as me, or he's traveling or what have you. And so we make that work. Mm-hmm. My nighttime is usually 1 to 3 hours of work after the kids go to bed.
Sure.
So I like 1 a.m. bedtime. Yeah. I like to be up late. But then, I might do hair during the day from the time I drop them off and till I pick them up. Or we might be doing interviews or, business things that need to get done. But usually I have it pretty scheduled out. And, right now my kids are all at a really easy age. They're so much fun and they're just great to be around, and they understand the importance of hard work. Actually, I'm not even kidding. My 5-year-old this morning, I had gone and did a really early workout, which I never do because I go to bed at Anyway, but it was my goddaughter's birthday, so I had to go. And I got home and showered, and I went downstairs, and my 5-year-old was doing the laundry. No joke. And I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, why are you doing the laundry on a school morning? Like, you don't have to do... Crazy. She loves it. Loves it. And they understand the importance of hard work. And it's not... In our lives, we don't, make them do that. But we teach them, life skills at an early age because we feel like it's important. And they're really good about going with it.
I'm sure that personable time has... helped that a bunch. Is there any other advice you would give to somebody who's in that dual role of being a business owner and a parent? I know, solely focusing on them is probably number one, but is there any other pieces of advice you would give a parent in a business role and a parent role?
Yes. Every night before my kids go to bed, or almost every night. I mean, of course, there's nights where the basketball game goes till 10 p.m. and my kids are just exhausted and done. But most nights, my husband and I sit down with our kids, we pray, but the one thing we ask them is, what was the best part about your day today? And I think just that one question every day has totally changed both my husband and my view on how we parent, right? Because kids are honest, brutally honest in my household. And it's so good to see, really what was the best part of their day. Was it that they got a toy? Was it that they got to spend time with Dad getting earthworms and putting them in a thing to go fishing? Or, and it really helps us then remember those things so that even if it is something small, we remember to do that, something small that you just sometimes forget to do.
Right. Interesting. So, that's great.
That would be my biggest advice, yeah.
That's a good piece. Here at GBC, we are all about the dreamers, the growth, the possibilities. What would you say to a dreamer out there who has goals or aspirations, and what would you say to them in today's world, and kind of more along on the lines of trying to succeed, but what would you say to them?
I would tell them to find a mentor. Find somebody that aligns with what you're trying to achieve. I think a lot of people get stuck in what their friends around them are doing, and they don't chase those dreams if they don't have somebody, pushing them. I mean, again, back to Kobe Bryant, right? How many times did he push players that were around him to be better?
Right.
And that was his biggest goal. And I think that that's so true, is just finding people having people around you that align with the same goals and the same aspirations and the same wants as you want will help push you in the right direction and keep you in the right direction. You can get pushed in the right direction, but you're going to need somebody to fall on, because you will always have a fire or, you know, a hard time or a hard scenario that you don't know how to come out of. But you need people in your corner of the ring that are pushing for you. Yeah. And I think that would be the best advice.
There's a quote that comes to mind. It's I'm sure you've heard it, you're the equal of the 5 people you surround yourself with.
Yes.
Most. Kind of the same with Kobe was pushing the people who he had to be around to be better, to make himself better. Same with, like you said, getting mentors, being around the people that will push you and make you better. So I love it.
Yeah, 100%.
It's awesome. So you had mentioned that you ask your kids every night, what's the best part about, you know, their day, their life. Turning that back to you, what's the best part about your day or your life right now?
You know, I feel like that's a great question. I feel like there's different areas of my life. So when I'm with my kids, I'm going to tell them any moment I'm with them, right? Because I want them to know that I love my time with them, which I very much do. And that's probably, being a parent is far succeeding anything I've ever done. 100%. But I think also other facets of your life, like, you know, I'm loving the both locations of Brookings and Watertown right now. Our atmospheres are great. Our clients are wonderful. And I'm just loving the, for lack of better words, vibe that you're getting when you're coming into each place. And so, you know, I really can't say that there's an area that I am not happy with. So just being present and not looking at negativity has been incredible. And so the best part is kind of every day.
When you're looking for joy, it's everywhere. When you're looking for negativity, it's everywhere.
Right. And don't get me wrong, there's going to be days. There's always hard days. But I think overall, I just am loving this season of life.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Going back to Blu, what are some of your favorite things you're offering now here that people may not know about, or just things that you really like that are being offered?
Well, our newest thing that we have really dived deep into is it's called BioT. It's a hormone replacement therapy, and so that's a little bit more med spa. But it's the most natural way for people who are having anxiety, issues losing weight, or you know, just feel like they're really gaining weight all the time. It's an incredible product that we've found to be, you know, really the most natural way possible for people to not go to Ozempic or something like that. Not that that's bad, because Ozempic is great for people that need it. I mean, it is a good product, but it's not for everybody.
Right.
So what can the other everybody's do? And this is, you know, what we have found. And so that's our newest adventure, and the girls have really hit home with that. Our med spa crew has done a ton with that now, and they're loving it. They're loving the results. They're loving all of it. But I think the most underrated service that people would love is actually a body scrub. It's not common around here, but it is incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does that
entail?
And
so what that entails is it is actually so nice. It's similar to, you get massaged, but you also get like a salt scrub all over your body, and you shower the salt scrub off, and then you put oils and lotions on after. So you're like left incredibly soft feeling, and it is just so relaxing. It's similar to a massage too.
I heard they were giving discounts to people who are interviewing.
Okay, Nash.
I mean,
hey,
I'll have to reach out to that and see.
Yes, we can get you booked. It is actually so nice. Yes.
We just want to thank Cierra for coming on and spending this time. I hope you as a listener get something from this, take something away, learn, grow, helps you in your business. If you want to get connected with Cierra, we'll have her link in the description below. You can check out her stuff, Blu, everything they offer. So yeah, we just want to thank you for coming on.
Well, thank you guys all for being here. This is an incredible thing you're doing for the community.
Yeah. Thank you, Cierra,
thanks.
and we'll see you on the streets.
Sounds good.